Hi BookTube! Today I would like to chat to you about some of my favourite female characters in comics. Let me know if you like this video because I would love to do a follow-up on women behind comics, or, the women making the comics, but today I would like to stick to the characters. Most of these comics are ones that, or characters that I haven't heard talked about much on BookTube, so hopefully these will be new to you and you'll find something new that you love. I'm going to get the more popular, or the ones that I've seen more talked about on BookTube, out of the way first, and then maybe if you're not into, stuff that you've seen talked about lots and lots, I will put a link to the time signature down below where I start talking about the more indie comics, and then you can skip to that bit. First is no surprise, it's Nimona. I discovered this in 2015 with a lot of people when it was picking up, a lot of its momentum. This is by, I believe, a Canadian artist called Noelle Stevenson, who I was lucky enough to very, very briefly meet for a signature, and then see her talk on a panel at Thought Bubble Festival in Leeds. Nimona is brilliant. It's a 5-star read for me, and the character is really well rounded, flawed, interesting, hilarious, is a great role model, is just brilliant. And I know that lots of people have talked about this online, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about the story or the world that this is set in. You can Google it and you can find tons more better videos by better YouTubers about this book, but I had to put it in there because she means a lot to me, Nimona. She's pretty cool. Next is no surprise either, and this is from the series Rat Queens, which everybody is also talking about. Again, at Thought Bubble Festival, I was very lucky to meet Curtis Weeb, who wrote this. I believe he's another Canadian author. Just brilliant, lovely, lovely guy. Like, just seems really nice in person, and given some of the controversy around the series artist, and his reaction to that, he just seems like really up my street and like a nice, good, down-to-earth person. So I'm really pleased to find that about some of the people, the creators that I met at this festival, that are behind some of my favourite works this year. And he is definitely up there. I got to hear him on a panel as well, and yeah, he speaks my language. Betty is my favourite character from this series. I think I just fell in love with her quite early on. She's really funny and really just pure-hearted and big-hearted. She's got a lot of love for everyone. She is hopelessly devoted to this girl called Fairy, which is just gorgeous. Their relationship is really, really cute. And this is not to diminish any of the other characters in this series either. Like, all the female characters, in fact, all the characters in this comic are fantastic, and I think that's what makes this a truly awesome piece of feminist literature, because everybody is equal. Like, everybody is just as flawed and fun and loving and or evil. It's really, really great. I can't praise this comic enough. But Betty won my heart quite early on because she's just adorable and well-meaning and hilarious. Again, this will be no surprise to a lot of you who are avid comic readers or have been watching a lot of BookTube or YouTube recently. Saga is getting a lot of attention at the moment, and deservedly so, because Brian K. Vaughan is one of the most clever, consistent writers, and is not afraid of anything. Like, he doesn't care if you don't like what he's got to say. It's punchy, it's, rude, but not offensive. It's hilarious, it's quick, it's got everything. And Fiona Staples' artwork is incredible. But I'm not here to rave about the comic. Alana, the main character of the couple in this, is just brilliant. She's proud, she's confident, she's sarcastic, she's sexy, she's really comfortable with her own body and sexuality. She's determined, she's loyal, she's incredible. She is also flawed, which is one of the best things about rounded characters in general, let alone female characters, but she's just ace. Marco's mother actually comes into play as well at one point in the story, and she does stick around for a while. She's a fantastic character as well. There are quite a few female characters in this that I love. Yuma is another big one because she's really beautifully like designed. She's really interesting. There are lots of weird aliens and just like outlandish designs and really funny designs that Fiona Staples and or Brian K. Vaughan were, brainstorming, or, maybe he texted her one day and was like, lol, I want so and so to have this for a head. I think this person should be made out of sticks and then like have a baby for an arm. Like that doesn't happen, obviously, because that would be shit, and that's why I don't write comics. But there are some characters that are fucking weird, and it's brilliant. Like it's one of the best things. It just makes this one of the best comics out there at the moment. The Stork is a character, female character, that you should also keep your eyes open for. She's fucking terrifying, and I don't think I've ever met another female character or another character quite like her in anything, which is quite a lot to say. While we're on the side of things that are slightly weird, The Wicked and the Divine is another really beautiful, aesthetically rich comic which I got into very recently. There are a ton of awesome female characters in this. The story is not the thing that keeps me here because it's a bit confusing for me. I kind of trail behind a bit because I'm not down on my gods and my mythology. It makes me want to be, and it's the thing that I want to be anyway. But there are lots of women who span different tropes of women and different. I mean, this is kind of all about idols. So it's kind of it does kind of stereotype characters a little bit, like men and women, because they're gods, and they're presented in a sort of reimagined modern way, because they're pop stars. Lucifer is my favourite. She's got the most personality, she's sexy, she's really funny. She has the most interesting character points, I think. So, yeah, read this for Lucifer.